Good morning. It's Fish, the Beach Bum Investor. A little bit late today. Sorry about that. Wanted to talk again about VertCoin today. It's really on a bull run. I said before, it's the coin that wouldn't dip. I couldn't buy it back. Every time I sold it, I just couldn't get it back cheaper. It has started its retracement now with some profit taking, and that's what I'd like to talk about as one of the points for today's discussion is where we think it's going to find support on this run down. I do expect it to run down a little bit now after those massive highs hitting over $5 overnight, Australian time, of course. So we're going to see what happens. I had a few more sells overnight. I've already managed to actually get some back for the first time in a long time after selling on that run up. So honestly, the further it retraces for me, well, not too far, but I'm certainly hoping to pick up some more. Just going to pop the link up in the Discord group and in Steam it as usual to get the discussion going. There we go. Command, copy. Okay, there's the Discord group. That should be over shortly. We've done pretty well recently, so had some good investments in the group. Everyone's been getting on some good winners, so that's been good. Just going to post up and Steam it as well. Won't be a second. Running two computers just to cater for my lack of ability on one. Videos. Just going to come back to the chat. Hey, AQ5, how are you, man? Probably going to be a quiet one today. Weekends usually are for the crypto chat. I'll post up and Steam it and see if we can generate a bit of noise. VertCoin's been impressive. It just seemed dip resistant. I'm going to have a look at it in a second, get a live price for you. At the moment, just for you, AQ5. It's just you and me. See what happens. All right, there's the posts. VertCoin, having a look now. It has started to dip a bit, which is natural after growth like that, as you know. Yeah, it just dipped. I sort of wrote that in the in the description. I said, VertCoin, the coin that wouldn't dip, at least initially. Now that profit taking has begun, where will Bitcoin's bronze find support? So I think that's the question we're all going to ask now is where do we want to buy it back? I certainly sold some up on the way up. So I bought some back with this first dip, and I do expect more. My personal thoughts, I'm just having a look at the charts here. With that sort of a run-up, I think you're looking at buy territory at 75, just rough Fibonacci sequence, 75,000 Satoshi. That's my personal opinion. You called it a $5 coin 2 months ago? Nice, man. Yeah, I started talking about it a couple of months ago. We got it at 60 cents. I didn't necessarily make price prediction. I still hold a bit. But from here, VertCoin, I can't lose, man. I've taken profit on the way up. And yeah, AQ5's just said, and it's just me and him at the moment, he said it hit $5 and will be slow to go up more unless Twitter blows up. Yeah, I tend to agree. It's a big run up, man. There's going to be a lot of people tempted to take profits, and I have all the way up, so I'm kind of hoping for that run down. Just using basic Fibonacci sequence, I say 75,000 sort of might bottom out there on this run up, and maybe even 70. Just looking for, it's hard to get like consistent lines of support above figures where we've ever been, so that's the problem. But yeah, even 75 and then another little line down at 66. So it's pretty hard to get a big run up like that because it is likely the Fibonacci sequence says it's likely to take half as much back as it's grown last time it was stable. I put it as stable at around 60, growth to about 90, so take back 15 is 75,000, and that's how the Fibonacci sequence works. Yeah, so VertCoin's been impressive for anyone who got into that back in the days we were suggesting it under $1. Well done, good growth. Hopefully you've taken some profit along the way. It's always responsible. Just gonna have a quick look at the rest of the market, and if we don't get too many on, I tell you what, I might just have a quiet day today. See how we go. An early day, a shortened cryptocurrency report perhaps this morning. Bitcoin's pretty steady. It's down 1.5%, but given Bitcoin's volatility and the volatility of all the coins in this market, that's quite steady. Ethereum is still, again, steady, 296. Doesn't really seem to be trying to dip too hard down to that 280 mark it did last time that it broke the 300 support levels on the low side. So, yeah. Hey, Agent Smith. It's just you, me, and AccuFive at the moment, man. We're just sort of slow weekend, I guess. That's cool. I'm just going to chat for a bit. See what happens. If no one comes in, I'll just go. Early day for fish. There's no surf today. That's the only problem. Oh, speaking of surf, Tanya absolutely destroyed her round 2 opposition at the Phillip Island Pro. Just showing you here. She is through to round 3. She'll be surfing in the first heat of round 3. Tanya. And she, in her first round, in round 2, which was her first round because she was seeded, she scored a 7.75 and a 6 for a 13.75 heat total and pretty much destroyed her opposition. 13.75 against 10.65 for Zoe Clark, 8.75 for Arabella Wilson, and Ellie Harrison had a 7.15 heat total. So great work to Tanya O'Meara, the PIVX surfer. Let's hope she does well this afternoon. I texted her this morning and she said the surf is massive. She said they're legitimately thinking of calling off the women's this afternoon. The men are out in the morning. But she trains really hard, so I think big surf is going to actually be good for her. Yeah, Agent Smith, I'm the same. Agent Smith just said when I become a multi-millionaire, so in like 3 weeks, man, I'm going to buy a place in Australia to stay for the US winter. I hate the cold weather. Yeah, man, I'm not a cold weather person. I live on the Gold Coast, and the absolute coldest it gets down to here is probably, like, we very rarely get into single figures in terms of degrees Celsius. So I'll just do that for Fahrenheit, say 10 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit, because I know a lot of you are from the US, or both of you actually are from the US. So yeah, we very rarely get below 50 here in terms of Fahrenheit. And that's in the middle of winter. So, and during the winter, like the middle of the day, can still get up, nice 25 degrees, so 77 in terms of Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's a pretty good place to live. Never gets that cold. We can surf all year round without a wetsuit if you're really brave. I tend to wear one for about 3 or 4 months of the year. Yeah, so again, we'll get back onto the crypto economy. VertCoin it's dancing around. There's so much volume going through it, like $42 million in volume. Massive amounts of volume going through VertCoin. Just going to see where it's sitting. It's overtaken so many. It's even overtaken PIVX. It's got 193 million in the market cap. Wow. 54 million in trade volume, it's saying here, on all exchanges. That was just the Bittrex exchange. Incredible volumes. Hey, Litecoin's dropped below 55, AccuFive. Don't know if you saw that, man. Below 55 AccuFive, that must be an omen. Seems pretty good value to me. I might get a couple more today. Might buy a Litecoin or 2 today. I got a little bit in the budget, so I think that's good buying, man. What do you, if you're still in the chat, if you agree with that? I'm pretty sure you do. You were suggesting prices have even close up to $100 the other day. Hey, you were right about VertCoin. You said it was going to be a $5 coin 2 months ago. You rode my today. Can I explain to you what PIVX is? What PIVX really is? It's a cryptocurrency, AccuFive. We're private, instant, verified transactions, mate. So we work on proof of stake, governance and consensus model based on community voting. Yeah, we do low-level staking and masternode, and we're fast. We've got I want to say a 60-second block time, but the transaction speeds at the volumes we're currently at are instant, mate. It happens like that. And they're cheap as well. It's about 1,000th of a cent to send PIVX. So nice and cheap. Fireblade. Oh, Fireblade. Damn, I had to layer up. Cool. Okay, it's that cold over there, is it? No, it never gets that cold here. I'm actually hot, starting to sweat. I'm gonna have to go down the beach this afternoon. Neo's dropped 27.39. A lot of the coins have actually retraced. The market cap's down a little, but a lot of those top coins have retraced. Lisk as well, below $5. Almost go down to almost $7 flat again. Ready for Monays. Yeah, I saw Komodo took a 10% run up, man. Let me just find that because I've got some Komodo I've got to sell on one of them. Just trying to trade it, man. Not a lot of it. Where's Komodo? Where'd you go? There it is, sitting number 27. Oh, it's hit $2. Cool. That's nice. That's nice to see. I thought under $2 was good buying. When's Monays coming up? Do you know, Agent Smith? I can't even remember when it is. I got some Komodo ready, man. Like the idea of that. Yeah. 10x is cheap again, $1.73. Keeps struggling to, you know, it has had quite a significant retracement. 12 days for Monays. Cool. I might even pick up some more Komodo because I'm pretty sure most people won't even be aware about that. So maybe 10% is not too much. I traded out of some. That's the only thing. I hate trading out of some and then buying it back higher. It's just where my orders were set. We'll see. If it dips down, I'll get a little bit more. PIVX at 313. Last time we caught it at 313, it bottomed out there and went over 350 again. Hey BP, how are you? I haven't got a lot in the chat today, bro. All our investment crew is on the weekend. That's the funny thing. I could have had my day off today. Anyway, we're talking crypto. We had a look at VertCoin just before. If you've got any BP, since you're one of only 3 people watching, which is unusual for this show, you're welcome to pop your favorite coins in the chat and we'll take a look at them, man. All good. If you want to have a look at any in particular. Hey, one that's gotten pretty cheap is Binance Coin. Binance Coin is the coin from the Binance exchange. And if you hold Binance on the exchange, you can actually get cheaper rates, like 0.05% on your trades, which is really cheap. That's like a fifth of what Bittrex are charging, right? So if you're doing enough trading, if you're a buyer and a holder, it's still good. You want to save every little penny you can. But even if you're not, especially if you're a trader, how's PIVX doing, man? Yeah, day on. We had Bauer in the chat yesterday, bro. Bauer's one of the developers. He was in the live chat yesterday. And this is my wallet, man. It is up and running, has been for a couple of days now, and it's staking away and working fine. So I've got the 3.0.4 core wallet, and we've been trialing that, and everything appears to be working well. Bauer, one of the devs over at PIVX, has suggested that the wallet update will be complete and available to the public and to the exchanges, which I see as critical at the moment. Getting that little eye off the Bittrex trading platform. Yeah, it should be in days, is what he said yesterday, within days. So I can't give you exact number of days, but he's talking days, not weeks. So it should be very, very soon. Thanks for the question. Let's have a look what BP said. BP said, I have real excitement about this coin, but it's a long term. I played around with short-term buy, sell, and it's pretty nerve-wracking, man. That's it, BP. Especially in these markets, man, they fluctuate like crazy. You know, often I think that just the buy and hold's often not a bad strategy, man. Sit back and wait for a year and then see how your balance is wrapped up after a year. It's not a bad idea, especially if you're not a trader. Seriously, they're expecting 6 million users by 2021 for Monays. That's pretty high. That's impressive. I thought they'd set themselves up well in Europe, man. I said that from the same. You're in this for 3 years? Good stuff. That's the attitude to take, BP. I think 2020's, you're obviously looking at the next Bitcoin halving as a sort of a reassessment period. And I think that's clever, man. I think that's really clever. It's a Bitcoin-led market. I think that's a great strategy to take a look at that. You know, we don't even consider that long-term, really, in normal investing. That's short to medium term. So it's certainly not day trading, but still short to medium term for a 3-year investment. A lot of people hold their investments for 20 years in the stock market and things like that. If cryptos don't go down altogether, I'm hoping that it's just part of the big picture and we're going to have some crazy establishment. I'm thinking of as my retirement fund. Well, BP, it really depends on what coins you're into, man. I think that if you're into the right projects, it certainly can be part of your financial planning for the future. Absolutely. Having said that, there are some projects that are best stayed away from, in my opinion, in the economy. And we've already seen projects in the economy that have turned out to be less than honest. So, yeah, it just depends. I mean, Agent Smith just said retirement is the goal. He doesn't like work. I'm paraphrasing what he actually said. Yeah, so I think that's a good way to go, BP. And just put a little bit in and what you can afford, you know. Think of it as a savings account. So what you put into your savings account, just keep chipping that in. Nothing that you have to spend soon. And if you do that, you're going to win 9 times out of 10. Let's see what Dayon said. Dayon said, retirement in America is one way. Retirement in the country I'm from is another way. Yeah, man, I'm the same. I want to go over to Sri Lanka. Living's so cheap over there. I missed out on an opportunity to buy an acre and a half on the beach over there for $100,000. And I bought this house instead. And now prices have gone up a lot in Sri Lanka because of Chinese investment, but still, like, I could, you know, you can live over there like pretty much a king on $5,000 a year. So that's my retirement plan. Go to Sri Lanka. Love it over there. Yeah, BP said, I like work, but I love freedom. You're lucky, bro. Not a lot of people like their job. I like my work as well. I'm actually working with PIVX, so really enjoy it, man. It's the best job I've ever had. I honestly believe that. I just feel so many like-minded people there. It's cool. So I'm glad you've got the same luck. Hey, fake news, laughing my ass off. I had 200 VertCoins for no reason. Should I sell now? $4.70. I bought them at like 30 cents. Wow. Well, fake news, I think you've got to be responsible, man. With that sort of a run-up, take some profit off the table. You know, if it's at 470 now, maybe take, like if you bought it 30 cents, right? And you take 10% off the table, now you can't lose no matter what. You cannot lose and you get to ride the rest of your VertCoin. So it's up to you how you play it, bro. But I never think taking a little off the table when you've had some good profit like that, man. Well done to you. I got it at 62 was the lowest. That wasn't actually me. I just advised it to the people in this group. I got about 80 cents and a dollar on the way down to that, and then I didn't really have any capital left to jam in at 62 when it really dipped. But yeah, man, I'm stoked with my gains, and you should be even more stoked with yours from 30 cents. Well done to fake news. BP. Just checking the chat here, guys. BP said, I bought in at 70 cents after seeing an article pop up on Google. GB Capital, am I early? Nah, I'm not. Am I? No. What's the time? No, I'm not early. Same time as usual. Don't throw me out like that. Agent Smith has said he would take some profit in regards to the $4.70 mark. I agree, man. I think it's got a dip. It's got to. It had too big a run up. BP's asked where Dayon is from. Fake news. I'm selling half of them. Fuck it. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. That was in the chat and I read it accidentally. I usually censor myself. So fake news said, I'm probably going to sell half of them. Thank you very much. Agent Smith said, good call. Better to lose the profit than get greedy and losing it all. Yeah, I agree, Agent Smith. Anytime you can take profit, it's a good day, man. And they might skyrocket to $10 from here. Do you really care if you've held 100 of them? You know what I mean, man? When you've bought 200 coins at 30 cents, you just can't. You got to take some profit. I reckon as well. Oh, I don't do YouTube ads while I censor or Agent Smith because I think that it's probably responsible for me, considering that I'm a representative of a company on this show as well. I don't think my friends at PIVX would be too happy to hear me dropping the F-bomb too often. So, yeah, exactly, bro. That's it. Look, I think there's a time and place for swearing, and we do also get, you know, Agent Smith. We do also get A Dog on the channel, man. He's 12 years old, so I don't want to, you know, time and a place with my adult friends who, in Australia, honestly, it's part of the language. We use it to call each other friend. Like, that's how we speak to our friends quite often. But there's a time and place, man. And I think with kids like A-Dog dropping in, it's probably just not responsible for me. So thanks for the question. But I don't mind, I swear. You guys go for it. No. Oh, you'll try to tone it down. Thanks, bro. That'd be good, Agent Smith. No, I don't mind, man. Although, yeah, we do get the kids in here sometimes, so maybe just best to keep it away from them. What else have we got? Anyone like any coins? Chuck them up in the chat, because I am not in thinking mode this weekend. I've been in consolidation mode, trying to get my portfolio down a little bit. Let's have a look at, you know what did have a retracement is Zencash, that one that was rumoured to be being bought up by the Palm Beach Collective. It's actually retraced a fair bit. It was down at $18 when I saw it this morning. And I thought, do I want to have a crack at it? And I thought, nah. And I gave it a miss. It's up to 19 already, so did kick back pretty hard. Yeah, I think that was that must have been Australians, right, Dayon, because we use that word like it's a name, mate. That's literally what I call my friends. GB Capital said salt. Yeah, man, I had a look at salt. I think there's rumours actually. I had a quick look, bro. I haven't really gone heavy into it yet. Let's see where it's sitting. 288. I think GB Capital was suggesting on our Discord group, and a few people agreed that $3 and under is probably okay buying. I mean, it's 2x from ICO price. I think the ICO price was around $1.50, but still, if they can achieve, like they're talking about releasing potentially, this is rumors. I haven't had this confirmed at all, but the first crypto credit card, not a debit card. Really, really interesting. I don't know what to think. Apparently, the owner of PBG wasn't happy about the leak. Laugh out loud. They have a new coin pick up coming soon. Oh, okay, yeah. The owner. Okay, so this is referring to my comments on Zencash just before, and GB Capital said, I don't know what to think. Apparently, the owner of Palm Beach Collective wasn't happy about the leak. Yeah, I imagine he wouldn't be when he's charging $3,000 per person for membership. I have a new coin. Oh, sorry, they have a new coin pick coming up soon. Maybe they'll leak it. Do I watch Jim Jeffries Day On? I think Jim Jeffries is hilarious. Yes, I do like Jim Jeffries. I particularly liked his piece on gun control in America. Very, very funny. Crypto credit cards on Twitter, yeah. Crypto credit card, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ha ha ha. Stock could be huge, just in case investment. Yeah, as a just in case investment. I know what you're saying, Agent Smith. There's starting to be a lot of talk about it. And to be honest, for a surfer not to be in salt would be stupid. Just joking around. That's no reason to invest. But yeah, I would like to look into it, man. I might pull the trigger on it with you. We've been on a few together. So I'll have a look at it, see what happens. What happened to 10x? Tell me about it, bro. It took a massive retracement. I've been buying it up. Fortunately, I didn't start buying a lot of 10x, which gave me a chance to like jump into it nice and low. Yeah, it's taken major retracements. I think it's a really, really good long-term buy at the moment. 100,000 users already confirmed, and they were targeting 1 million by the end of next year. I think that'll be broken. Agent Smith says 10x will explode on the first good news, I'll bet. Yeah, that tends to be the case. I think people were unrealistic. Their expectations were unrealistic about how quickly this company could grow. You've got to remember that businesses are growing. There is a problem in business with growing too quickly. There is. Many businesses have suffered through uncontrolled growth. Okay? So 10x have exceeded their own expectations of user base at this time, and they've exceeded their own expectations for the forecast for the end of 2018. the investors are still not happy. I think that shows that maybe there's not a whole lot of thought being put into that. I think a lot of people in this economy get bored if they're not making 10% a day on every single crypto. And as soon as one starts to go down, they'll dump it. I've never seen swings like this. They're still companies. 10x is a perfect example of a company. Go and have a look at their YouTube videos. They've got offices. They've got 50 people working on there. Those people's work does have value. That's the reality. So for me, I think that 10x is brilliant buying under that $2 mark. I really do think you'll double your money on that long term. They have been featured on The Simpsons, obviously. I don't know if you saw that, but hey, if you believe The Simpsons predict the future, there was a 10x symbol, or something that very much resembled a 10x symbol on a laptop on one of the Simpsons episodes. So I'm just going to catch up with the chat. For 10x at the moment, I'm just going to do a quick update and get you a live price. It was $1.73, $1.74. So yeah, it's around that mark. For me, way too cheap at that price. Please be up to make your own decisions. GB Capital said, people get impatient because they see massive opportunities every day. So they jump in and out of different coins. So it's a sure way to lose your money, man. Well, depends on how good you are. But for me, I sit and wait. Like, I've always got my orders preset, and then I can't get involved in emotion. Set, walk away. Set, walk away. I'm very rarely at my computer when my trades hit. So Agent Smith thinks it's one of the few cryptos with a lot of substance. BP says 10x is interesting. Could you give a short description of what it is to you? Yeah, man, to me it's thinking about the future of actually bringing crypto into the real world to make it spendable. Okay, so they're doing that in a number of ways, and probably the main value proposition that they're known for is the crypto debit card. But I see it as more than that. When they're talking about, allowing you to sort of put $100 onto your debit card, you don't want to really go and see which cryptos had the best run up in your portfolio, so you can just order like $2 from all your 50 cryptos to go onto the debit card. Things like that make it easy. And that's something I would love to do. I don't want to just sell out of one to put into Bitcoin and put that Bitcoin onto a Bitcoin card. I want to be able to do what 10x is saying they're going to achieve. So yeah, I think that they're thinking hard into the future. Julian is flying all around the country. He's going to be at the Payments Summit here in Australia. I've actually looked at going to the Australian Payment Summit myself, and I saw him there as a speaker. I think he has a really good understanding how money works or doesn't work in the traditional fiat economy, even though he stays a little bit more tight-lipped about it than I, because he doesn't want to sound like a crazy person because he's CEO of a company, which is understandable. Agent Smith said, at BP, I see 10x as a link between blockchain and usable currency. They've also been hinting at other ventures coming soon. What you said about $2 from all cryptos or top 3 or something, that is such a good idea. Yeah, man, I love it. You don't have to go through your portfolio and go, oh, I'll take this, I'll take that. I'll get that into Bitcoin so I can transfer it out. You can just go, boom, $100. They haven't achieved that yet, bro, but that's one of the plans they're working on. Just great ideas like that. Really thinking about helping us move it into the real world. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. GB Capital's got another good point about 10x, and it's about capital gains tax. So also think of capital gains. You can spend BTC without converting it to fiat, so you get an opportunity to save on taxes. Very clever. How's it going, mate? The 21 million club? I'm very well, thanks, brother. How are you? Yeah. That's a good point that Agent Smith made. Oh, Acu5 told you about me? Oh, dear, what did he say? No, don't tell me. Good to see you, man. Welcome to the chat. We're just talking a bit of crypto. Yeah, that's great advice that Agent Smith says for anyone looking into any crypto. Agent Smith has just said to BP, look, if you're interested in it, mate, go and check out the 10x. Go and check out the 10x videos, because they have YouTube videos being released every other day on the 10x thing. And oh, you didn't say anything bad? That's good. Yeah, so they've got videos every day being released on 10x by Julian and the team. I forget the other guy's name. I should remember it. He's the other founder. He seems like a really smart guy. Julian's probably considered the public face. He hosts a lot of the Q&As and that sort of thing. So yeah, BP, it's good advice. Not just for 10x, but for any crypto you're going to get into. Research is key. Research wins every time. Agent Smith says Julian is candid and honest and very transparent. Sometimes to a fault, man. Sometimes to a fault, for sure. Really, that's so cool. I say you've got your own YouTube channel, 21 Million Club. Tell you what I'll do, bro. So the 21 Million Club is the only Mexican doing videos for English speakers. That's so cool, man. That's awesome. I don't speak a whole lot of Spanish myself. I competed over in Chile in the World Championships in 2015 for bodyboarding. And yeah, I tried to speak a little Spanish over there, but not very successfully. But what I can do, man, is if I chuck our, I'll get our Discord link here for, and I'll give you an invite. I'll just pop it into the chat now. And if you like, we've got a YouTube section in our Discord group. You're welcome to drop the link for your YouTube channel over into the YouTube section, and that way, anyone who's in our investment group, we've got like 100 people in there in our investment group, but they can come and check you out. So, yeah, cool to know that you're doing that, man. Let me just pop the link in there for you. Copy. And there it is. Command B. Yeah, so just drop your link over to our Discord group, bro, in the YouTube section, and we'll check out some of your vids, man. That's awesome. That sounds cool. See ya. Yeah. Have a good one. So yeah. So for anyone interested, 21 Million Club, get over there and check out the videos. I certainly will be. I enjoy meeting new people in the crypto economy. So that's cool. What else we got? Steam's too cheap, 94 cents. Wow. I really think that'll be at least like a $2 coin, maybe even more one day. Could be wrong, but I think it looks pretty good to me. Oh, hang on, those beeps weren't the chat, they were the Discord thing. Newegg takes Bitcoin. I don't even know what Newegg is. Don't be silly, Agent Smith. Stirring me up. Agent Smith said I left a Ripple video in the YouTube section for you, Fish. Man, I'm going to delete that. No, I don't have power over the Discord group, so I can't delete it. I'll just leave my comments under it. Check out BTX. All right, let's have a look. BTX. Bitcore, BTX. Hey, wasn't this an airdrop that happened recently? I thought that's what Bitcore was. I'm sure I spoke to Rocky about that, Rocky Palumbo, just briefly, man. He mentioned it when he came onto the show. We're just going to have a quick look at Bitcore, and then we'll go into that, GB, no worries. So Bitcore is they're doing an airdrop on the 30th. Thanks very much, 21 Million Club. Is that based on how much Bitcoin you hold? Or is it just like a certain amount to every account, similar to what Clams did back in the day? I don't know what the process is there. At the moment, we've got an $11.4 million market cap. I assume this is a futures market, is it? Because if they're doing the airdrop, I'm just having a look on coinmarketcap.com, and I can see a market there. So I'm assuming it will be a futures market. I'm just going to have a check. It's on Cryptopia, it's on Nova Exchange, and it's on CSEX. Hey, Pete. How are you, man? Oh, Pete, I was speaking to Bauer over at PIVX, and we want to get together a proper, we'll get a few of the PIVX team over to actually do that chat that you've requested on the PIVX Swarm. So I hope you can give me a little bit more time on that one. Good to see you again, man. I thought you were working all this weekend. Anyway, yeah, so I think it's 1-1. They pay 3% every Monday. What? I got to get back to the top of that because I missed a couple of things from what 21 Million Club said. Sorry. Check out BTX, bro. That's where we were up to. Hey, Kong Savage Ruthless. Didn't see you there. Yeah, okay, cool. You think it's 1 for 1? All right, man. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I haven't really been holding Bitcoin just to get crappy altcoins. Like I think there's better altcoins in the market than coins that are just trading off the popularity of Bitcoin. So that's my personal opinion. I'm not really a huge fan of these forks that are coming off and just like Bitcoin Cash. How can it be worth what it is? That's what I don't understand. It is just another altcoin, and it somehow holds $5 billion worth of value. So yeah, I don't understand them enough, man. But yeah, if I get some free stuff, hey, it's happened to me a few times since I've been in the economy. So it's a win, I guess. So Bitcore, BTX, is currently being traded on those exchanges that I mentioned. I might have to check my Cryptopia exchange because I'm actually on there. Let me see if I've got any coins. I've got it up and running right here. Give me a second. I don't think they could have yet. It must be a futures market with the announcements for the 30th for the drop. I mean, I am in Australia, so I'm a little bit ahead, but I'm not sure that factors in. No, I don't have any there. So, I don't know. Don't know. Swear it doesn't dip for long. Hey, VertCoin's back up to 85,000 Satoshi already. It's insane. I wonder if it'll trade down. It's interesting. 21 Million Club just said the all-time high on Bitcoin was $11.77. What? Agent Smith? You heard that Bitcoin Gold didn't enable replay protection on purpose? I will come and find you, Bitcoin Gold devs. Do the right thing. It's to be a hostile fork. No. Where'd you hear that, Agent Smith? Are you just stirring me up, man? I got something, got to get back to something one of the other guys said. I said I would. Dan said Newegg Incorporated is an online retailer of items including computer hardware and consumer electronics. It's based in the city of Industry, California, in the United States. If you go there right now, you can basically, you can buy basically anything from there. Cool, that was cool info. Thanks, Goss. Just catching back. Pete put a video in about algorithm trading and how bots can react to news, etc. It's so cool. I only just got in. We'll have to catch up. Yeah, cool. You're right, man. Pete read an article this morning saying that SegWit 2x, most of the pools decided not to signal for it. Just catching up. Sorry, guys. BP's asked what replay protection is. That's a really important question, bro. So replay protection. So what can happen, man, when a coin forks? Yeah, no, mate, please do ask, because we're all about the newbies here. We're all about, like, a lot of us have only just learnt this stuff ourselves, bro, so happy to help out. But replay protection, what happens when a coin forks? When it actually originally happened with Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, and that's where replay protection, or the threat of replay protection, became evident, because what happens is you can essentially reuse the signature of a transaction on the other blockchain, if you like, on the forked blockchain, to either steal Bitcoin or to steal Bitcoin Gold, depending on what's been sent. So if, let's say, for example, I sent Bitcoin Gold to you, BP. Let's say I sent 1 Bitcoin Gold to you, bro, and there was no replay protection on the network. What you could actually do is reuse that transaction to actually take my Bitcoin that's also sitting in my account. That's a layman's explanation of how it would work, and vice versa as well. So I could send you Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin, and you could go, thank you very much, and replay that transaction on the Bitcoin Gold fork on blockchain, and that would essentially just take my Bitcoin Gold from my account and put it into yours. That's why replay protection is super important. And man, if they don't have replay protection, here's some advice for you, BP. If yeah, exactly. So it unfortunately is kind of like a loophole. It's not really a loophole in the double spend as such because it's still not coins being created. That would be a big problem. This is just, you've got to know how to secure yourself, bro. So you can actually, there is actually ways you can create your own replay protection. I'm certainly not savvy enough to do that. I'm a technological idiot. But my advice to you, bro, is don't touch your Bitcoin Gold or your BTC until it's sorted out. Don't touch it. Because if you're moving it, there's a chance for it to be stolen through replay protection. So until you hear for sure that replay protection is activated on Bitcoin Gold and with B2X coming up, do not touch your Bitcoin. That's my best advice. Pete thought it was like you send both to an address that only accepts one. No, Pete, it's more about replaying the actual transaction signature, man. That's what I've read. And that's as best as I could be explained by Rocky the other day. We did put a video. If you have a look, we've got the special guest Rocky Palumbo video, which we did about a week ago. You can check that one out, and he does have a talk in there about replay protection and what it potentially does. Agent Smith has just said that 10x has a good video on protecting your Bitcoin from replay attacks if you decide to transact your Bitcoin Gold. Thank you, Agent Smith. But nothing can happen if you don't transact your Bitcoin Gold. That's exactly right. BP, you're sweet then. BP said, I don't have any Bitcoin. I'm all in alts. I was going to buy one Bitcoin once. I have doubled the cost of one. Yeah, I've doubled the cost of one. Yeah. Hey, I'm Milo. Hi all. Yeah, replay protection is important, but BTC pulls 5 of them, run 51% of the network. Just parroting something from XRP vid on their move to decentralized. Cool, man. That's cool information. Molo's just given us a bit of a quote off one of the Ripple videos. I'm sure that Agent Smith will be just frothing at the mouth over that. Thanks for the info, Milo. Missed the replay bit. There was a bit in there on it, man, but replay protection, as far as I know it, Peter, as I explained it, man. So if you've got the transaction, the signature, because it hasn't occurred on the other network before, it's not a second transaction, right? So it's not a double spend. It's kind of like a loophole. Yeah. So that's my understanding of it, Pete. And if anyone thinks I'm wrong with that, please put it in the chat, because it is vital that we get that right. But I'm fairly confident that's in a layman's explanation, Pete. I'm pretty sure that's right, man. Yeah. I can't remember what someone else said. Check out Jimmy Song's article. Milo reckons Ether is more centralized pool-wise. Oh, it is intentional, mate. That it absolutely is intentional. You know, the friendly fork, mate. That's all been, like, they literally sold themselves as the friendly fork. That was not a, you know, we're not trying to challenge Bitcoin. We're going to have replay protection. We're just having, you know, a variation on the algorithm, the mining algorithm. And now they've gone and said they're not going to have replay protection if the rumors are correct. I want to clarify that is rumors. I haven't actually got any solid, concrete information to clarify it, and I'm only hearing it from myself right now from the Discord, from the Crypto Wave investment crew. So we've got to check on that. But oh, that's about replay protection. Thanks, 21 million. So 21 million's advice that anyone wanting to know about replay protection, just jump onto Medium and search for Jimmy Song and just have a look at Jimmy Song's article on replay protection. Okay, cool. BP said you can't trust these devs. That's what is odd about Bitcoin. I don't like that whole thing. Man, can I be honest with you, BP? It's not Bitcoin Core's fault. They can't help it if a bunch of cowboys decide to copy the protocol and go a different way. It's open source. That's you know, pros and cons of open source software, I guess, or open source coding. So yeah, it's not really the core developers, man. It's a small group that are breaking off to go their own way. I don't think that you can really hold the Bitcoin core team responsible for that. But I do understand. I know what you're saying, man. It's really hard to understand as well when you first get in the economy. Like, it is really difficult to understand. Hang on, why? What? How many? Like, when Bitcoin Cash happened, bro, the whole question was, right, now that Bitcoin Cash has happened and made $5 billion or more when it hit highs, like 10 billion. How many more times is Bitcoin going to fork? And the answers come pretty quickly, as often as until people can wake up to the fact that anything that's forking off Bitcoin is another altcoin. And unless it brings a really solid additional value proposition to the economy, it's a cash grab. It's trading off the success of Bitcoin. That's my personal opinion. You please make your own decisions. Yeah, Agent Smith just said that they presented as a friendly fork, but seem to be anything but. Yeah, cool. Check out Adam Meister. He has a video with a crew member from B Gold. I'll certainly do that, 21 Million Club. Thanks, man. Anything like that, bro, that you think's good for us to see, you're welcome to drop that over in our Discord group as well, so the rest of the crew can have a look, because we do have, there's not a stack on today. We've only got like 10, 12, 13 people watching at the moment, but yeah, we do have a fairly large Discord group, man, so it's good information for them, for all of us. Thank you. Just catching up. Sorry, guys. Might just go. Oh, there's a couple of big ones there, but I'll read them quickly. Sorry. Seems odd that some people out there have the power to alter the cryptocurrency or to create forks. I always understood Bitcoin to be impermeable thing that couldn't be influenced. Man, that's, yeah, it's a valid point. The reality is that outside of cryptocurrency, there's a lot of people with the power to alter other currencies as well, and in a far less transparent way than cryptocurrency, including US dollars. But I understand what you're saying about the forks, man. They're not, I don't think they're healthy. I think if you're going to fork, it's fine. If you're going to take the Bitcoin protocol and develop on top of that and try and improve it, that's fine. But to just simply call yourself Bitcoin something, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin 2X, Bitcoin Cash, it's so unimaginative. It really is. And it's clearly just trading off the success of the Bitcoin core, of the Bitcoin original. And it's lazy, and I don't like it. I don't like it. For any of the Australian viewers, you probably know who I was impersonating then. Oh, I've skipped down to a whole lot of wrong ones. Okay. 21 Million Club says, I love the Bitcoin. Oh, why does it keep skipping on me? I love the Bitcoin core devs, man. They have kept the Bitcoin code working without a hitch for almost a decade. I trust them with my life. I already trust them with my money. Yeah, cool. I tend to trust people with my money before my life because I don't really give a shit about money. But I get what you're saying, man. I got a lot of trust for the Bitcoin core as well. I do. BP said, I do not understand forks though, so I'll hold my real opinion for when I do. That's a good attitude, man. We're all learning. And that's the thing, is there's no right or wrong opinions, man. That's all they are, is an opinion. And we're just trying to gauge which way the rest of the opinions in the world are going to go and get ahead of it, because that's what playing the markets is, bro. So yeah, good attitude, BP. You should come back for more of these chats, man. Forks of developer egos getting in the way, says Milo. Yeah, I think it can be at times for sure, definitely. Milo, I'm not sure about validation nodes. Slice Keeper said Bitcoin silver, Litecoin Cash is the way to go. Litecoin Cash? Are you being serious, Agent Smith? No, you're mucking around. Litecoin, yes. Litecoin Cash, go away. Okay, so I understand some elites out there calling themselves Bitcoin developers are creating coins and tricking people into thinking that they are as good as Bitcoin. That is almost exactly right, BP, in my opinion at least, man. In my opinion at least. I think that it's just playing off the popularity of that name. That's all they're doing. Is there seriously a Bitcoin silver? Oh, this is it is actually getting to be a joke if that's the case. Bitcoin silver is a joke. Yeah, I'm going to check it out because Stellar Network, you know, the way we stop these forks happening, people, is to stop supporting and not put any support into them at all. As simple as that. Unless they're seriously giving us an additional value proposition to the market, let's all agree not to touch them. Sell whatever we've got. Who cares what prices we get for it? Just get rid of it. Because honestly, it's not worth it. Thoughts on Obsidian or Digital Note? I haven't looked into Obsidian ever. I looked into Digital Note ages ago, and I can't remember much about it, Dayon. Sorry, so I can't give you much off the top of my head on that one. If anyone has any comments on those two coins, Obsidian or Digital Note, please feel free to give Dayon your opinion in the chat. Bitcoin, Platinum, and Silver are jokes. Are you serious? I didn't even know they were actually happening. Oh, they might actually be jokes. Why is VTC mooning? Well, let's go and check it to make sure it is. It's going on a bit of a, yeah, it is. It's incredible, actually. Mate, it's a good community. I think that the coins with good communities behind it that have good tech as well, like VertCoin do. They got good features, man. There's a little article about that I think it was actually put out by VertCoin, but it might have been put out by one of the VertCoin supporters, and it just explained why VertCoin was actually better than Litecoin, has more features, and you know it's potentially undervalued at where it is. It's got what it's trying to think about is bringing VertCoin, like mining, to the masses, I guess. So not making mining so centralized, by allowing it to be mined on computer, one-touch mining setups they've got now. I think that's really thinking cleverly about mass adoption. The reality is a lot of you guys in this space are computer experts. You're very, very competent and capable with computers. I'm not. Yeah, that's a good point. VTC has a Lightning network coming. 21 Million Club said, I'm forking Bitcoin and making Bitcoin tinfoil. But getting back to VTC, VTC does have Litecoin network and Segwit too. So yeah, what the WTF is Feathercoin. I heard about Feathercoin ages ago, Agent Smith. It's a Chinese project, and I heard from the source at the time that it should be pretty popular, but I never got into it myself. Is VTC being used in the real world, or is it still in speculative mode? It's still very much in speculative mode, Milo. That's a good point. I haven't actually seen it being offered for payments in stores anywhere. Having said that, it is certainly becoming more exchangeable with successful atomic swaps, and they've been listed on Shapeshift and a few other platforms. So 21 Million Club says Feathercoin has been around since 2012, and his opinion is it's a joke. Yeah, I never really looked into it, man. It just didn't really interest me. Said Steam is a blockchain-based social media platform where anyone can earn rewards. That's exactly right, mate. I'm actually on Steam myself at Beach Bum Investor. Been on there for a few months. It's a cool platform, man. I like it. I like it much better than Facebook. I think it's more productive, and it's a more positive space. So yeah, like it. Oh, you'd like to know what currency the big black markets use on the dark web? Well, I don't know, Agent Smith. Do I look like a dark web person to you, man? I don't even know how to turn on a computer. Milo says that Agent Smith that McAfee reckons it's Monero. Ooh. To me, it doesn't really matter though, because it's not. You can't hold the currency responsible for. It's like saying, oh, US dollars are evil because people use it to fund terrorism, and it's not the currency. Well, US dollars are evil, and so are all fiat currencies. No, but it's not the currency that needs to be held responsible. Some responsibility has to be put back on some, the people actually using the currency. And for some reason, Ether 21 million. Agent Smith said it's good that it's not PIVX. Surely 90% of the dark web would be people moving coins they scammed. Don't know, Pete. I think 90% of the dark web is stuff I don't even want to know about, to be honest, dude. So, yeah, so I don't really know a lot about dark web stuff, guys. I'm sorry. I know that it's like 90% of the internet is actually underground that I'll never even get to, but I'm fine with that. The actual internet scares me enough. The top surface layer. Dayon said, I feel like the next pump sector in crypto will be in online advertising. Ever look into ADDX or basic attention token? I hold both. I actually hold ADDX, man. Like ADDX is, I only hold a really, really small amount of BAT, but I hold ADDX. I really liked it when I found it. I've made money on it. I've been trading it. So yeah, been doing okay on it. Like the project, bro. Yeah, I got agreed with that. It can't be, you can't blame the, who was that who agreed with me? I always like people who agree with me. Yeah, Milo said you can't blame the cash. It's the people. You've been there. It's not that bad. Just stay away from the CP and shit like that. I don't even know what that is. CP is the cranky Pete. That's what I'm thinking. Shit, Pete, are you from the dark web? I don't want to click on the wrong thing. There is some disgusting stuff on there. Yeah, 21 Million Club said you don't want to know. Okay, I'm getting off the dark web topic because I don't even like it. I hardly even like the internet, let alone dark web. So, do you think the government will create their own blockchains that are available to compete with Bitcoin and alts? Absolutely, BP, I do. I absolutely do. Yeah, I think they've already started, man, Jake. Well, not so much governments, but I think it will be governments in the future. But definitely financial sectors. Dubai's going to put their whole land registry on blockchain. You've got J-Coin in Japan. So massive financial institutions. Yes, I believe governments will follow with fiat cryptos, if you like, because they're going to have to if they want to. Like, I honestly believe that. I don't think people will actually. Oh, yuck. Okay. Yeah, enough said. I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, JP Morgan working on their. Yeah, I saw JP Morgan did that, Milo. They bought. You know what he did? Dimmon's done this before, guys. For those of you guys who don't know, go and check out Dimmon's past and how he got to power. He started in trading debt, and then he basically bought up half of the banking world and took over Citibank. He's doing the same thing with blockchain. He bought up half the blockchain world after coming out and saying Bitcoin was full of crap. Oh, but mine's okay. Dickhead. Anyone who buys that coin can piss off. I'll never touch anything from JP Morgan. Unless it's like, honestly, his nose on the front of my fist. Yeah, just don't go into the dark web, I agree. I've heard of lots of attacks on your computer and stuff like that. Agent Smith says why when they can use surveillance on current blockchains? Because the fact of the matter is, mate, is that surveillance is not going to be enough. They're going to want control. And by having their own blockchain, it does actually allow them to have some sort of control. The only reason government would make a crypto would be to obtain control over its citizens, says Slicekeeper, so he tends to agree with me. JP Morgan works with Zcash. Don't really care. Well, I do because it's good information, but I hate JP Morgan. Hey, Elysium Call. How are you, man? How's things over at PIVX Slack group? I dropped in earlier. Did I tell you? Tanya O'Meara, PIVX surfer. Man, she towered up her opposition yesterday in round 2 at Phillip Island Pro. So she's surfing. I'm just checking it out now. That was her yesterday, round 2. Smashed it out. And yeah, she's into round 3 this morning, apparently to surf some monstrous. So I'm just keeping an eye to see when she goes live. But yeah, looking forward to that. Stoked, good news for PIVX. Totally doing well. And our wallet's doing well, and hopefully we'll have those releases all out to the exchanges soon. Blockchain and public ledgers are actually better for monitoring by, yeah, I guess they are, Agent Smith. Hey, Grant Roger, how are you, man? I think theoretically government could buy all Bitcoin, but the more they, oh, hang on, I'll just have to go up a little bit. Sorry, guys. I think it was, but the more they, Luke, come on, jeez. But the more they, the more expensive, the more they buy, the more expensive get. When they dump it to hurt or hold it, it just is like a mosquito on the arm. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Fires go out, put out fires got put out. PIVX team is rocking. That's what Elysium Core said. So, yeah, man, I know. That's what I was saying to the guys yesterday. Elysium Core, like the investors can, like in the crypto space, can be quite like impatient. It was what, a 2-week fix, not maybe a little longer. I'm not sure, but goodness gracious, the sell-off we had because of that was pretty unreasonable. Fortunately for me, I picked some more up, and I expect to make good profits on that when the fix, gets released and the exchanges start using that new wallet. So, yeah. Pete said, my transaction hasn't come through. Okay, just come down to your local digital coin department, DCD, and fill in 56 forms and provide 1 trillion points of identity. Exactly. No, there's not a live stream on the SurfCon, Molo. I was gutted, man. What World Surfing League? I've got to ask you, what are you doing? This is WQS. It's a high level of surfing, and you're not bloody webcasting it? Goodness gracious me. Anyway, no, man, I couldn't find a webcast on it. I might try and see if someone's like at the event putting it on Facebook Live, or just watch the scores update. But I was so stoked for Tanya, and she was obviously stoked. And when I texted her this morning, she's like, thanks, Fish. She's like thrilled to get through. So, yeah, one more surf and into the quarterfinals of a QS 1000 event. So points towards making that the big stage, the main world tour. So good luck to Tanya. I'm really stoked for her, man. I think the Newcastle one next week's actually going to be webcast, and I'll be down at that myself as well. So even if it's not, I'll get Tanya to come on for a chat with you guys, because I'm going down to Newcastle next week for her comp, and then back to Port for my comp the week after. So, yeah, I'll introduce you to her all next week. I'll get on and do a stream with her. BP said, we need someone to streak the Super Bowl with a VertCoin logo sign. Man, I already offered to streak it at D-Bar, my local beach. If I'll do a nudie run the length of the beach if Bitcoin gets to 90% dominance, because someone was suggesting it would get to 90% again. I said, I'll do a streak if that happens. Dayon said that obviously coins should be judged on an individual level, but do you think better projects are on Bittrex, or is that an unfair assumption? I think that's an unfair assumption. I don't think you can necessarily judge a project by which exchange it's on, because some projects, including PIVX, don't actually put a heavy focus on which exchanges they're being listed on. The thought is our coin is good enough to be demanded. I still think long term we need to start working more on getting onto, should I do it? I wrote a song, and it's about getting PIVX onto Binance. There's a Binance video competition at the moment, and I thought, what better way than for me to do one of my MC Fish raps? So, yeah, I think it's important to get on more exchanges. I don't think it's fair to judge a coin simply by what exchange it's on, in answer to your question. Hey, Will Durant said, you need a nicer house if you want people to take your investing advice. Well, I'm not sure, man. You tell me. I bought this place 5 years ago for $390,000. You might want to look up the market before you heckle that investing advice, brother. Pretty sure I could comfortably flip it for $650 today. So, gonna say I actually invested pretty well on that one, and people probably should follow my advice. I actually did a stint in property development. I learned how to assess property markets. So yeah, 6 bedrooms within a kilometre of the best beaches in possibly the world, and definitely in Australia. I'd say for $390 5 years ago, I got an absolute steal. But it's good to see you're only joking. Sweet, post a link to live stream if you find out any more for any of your PIVX comps. Yeah, man, I will. If I've got, I'm not sure if we're live streaming down at DK sessions, but if we are, I'll certainly set up the live link for you guys. The 10x on Simpsons was pretty cool. Yeah, it was. What city are you in? Check out the Fundy AU. He's from Perth. The Fundy AU. I'm on the Gold Coast, bro. Well, I'm actually just south of the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast is 100 meters that way. I was born and bred on the Gold Coast, but I've moved to Tweed Heads, which is just south, the first suburb south of Queensland. So I'm actually in New South Wales, just near Snapper Rocks and Duranbah, Kira, all the famous surf breaks around here, all within a kilometre or two of my house. Yeah, I know you're only kidding about the house, bro. You're actually outside right now. Can I stay with you, please? Don't spook me out. This is Tweed Heads and some weird stuff happens here. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, it's a good place, but my bedrooms are full, man. I got 6 bedrooms here, and we got 7 people already staying here, including me. So we're all full up at the moment. No room at Casa de Fish unless you want to sleep on the couch. But I am actually going to build a granny flat out the back. Decided that probably in January. So yeah, going to build a granny flat out there, pimp it out, maybe put a mining room in it. You're not joking about that? Wait, Kay, you're out on the balcony? Yeah. Is there anyone standing outside our house? Apart from the hobo, no. There's a hobo? Yeah. Will, are you a hobo? Yeah, right at the mouth of the Tweed River. Exactly right, Milo. Not far at all, man. The Tweed River's right there. Jack Evans Boat Harbour would be 300, 400 meters from where I am. So yeah, that was a good location, good buy. I'm stoked with it, man. I don't want to sell it. I sort of want to sell it and take my profit, you know what I mean? Because that sort of a run up in 5 years in property is ridiculous. But I could sell out and go and live in Sri Lanka and be quite comfortable for the rest of my life, but I don't know. I love it here too. You guys are cracker. Oh, I'm gonna go. I've done an hour. I've had my time. And it's a weekend. I think the dog's run away too, so I'm gonna go help find it. It's been fun chatting to you all. Go Tanya O'Meara in the Phillip Island Pro today. Bring it home for PIVX. Bring it home for the Queenslanders. Yo, take that, Pete. All right, guys, I'm going to check out. It's been fun chatting again, and as soon as I can get to the Google Hangouts page, I am going to be out of here, which is right about now. See you later.